All right. Good evening, everybody, or afternoon, whatever it is, wherever you are. All right, this does seem to be working. That's the first. So, howdy, everybody. We are discussing a winter storm that's coming. Why is it still talking to me? We have a legitimate winter storm brewing here. This is going to be a lake effect snowstorm here, most likely, for parts of the Buffalo region coming off of Lake Erie right here. There's a couple of rounds or waves to this snowstorm. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at those here in detail in just a minute. We'll let everybody get a chance here to join us. Thanks, everyone. This is my first live stream since the hurricane. We were covering Hurricane Nicole here just a little bit ago, and we will be covering this snowstorm live. What you're looking at right now is a probabilistic snow accumulation map of greater than 1 inch, but we're going to go ahead and bump that up to greater than 4 inches. 'Cause at 4 inches, we start getting some impacts, and if we move that out, you can see here it looks like that this bullseye here for this target of significant snowfall is going to occur between Erie and Buffalo. I think the Buffalo and parts on the south side of Buffalo, just running right off of that lake. We get those lake effect snow streams coming off there. I think that's really going to be the main focal point. But good afternoon and evening, everyone. I see a bunch of people just joining in now. We are focusing on New York, Western New York, maybe Northwest Pennsylvania, Northeast Ohio for a significant lake effect snow event. Folks, this is not a typical lake effect snow event. We get these lake effect snow systems all the time, it seems like, but it's very rare that we get one that looks historic, so to speak. And I think this is going to be a pretty significant event, folks. I really don't think this is just going to be the typical, oh, we're going to get 7, 8 inches of lake effect snow in a couple of hours. No, I think we could be looking at feet of snow here. Several analogs here being peaked. Chat's not working for some reason. Being peaked in this region for a very significant event. So let's go ahead and back up just a little bit. Let's take a look at today, and we're going to go ahead and turn our weather alert settings on here. This is in the Radar Omega app, and we're going to go ahead and talk. Make sure you stay with me here, folks, because we're going to talk about the Radar Omega app here in a little bit and how that is going to help us track this winter storm and possibly some benefits of having access to that here over the next couple of days. Now, if we go ahead and take a big look at the map of the United States. This is using the MRMS viewer with the winter reflectivity turned on. We've got some snow and mixed precipitation there in parts of Pennsylvania and New York. Light snow flurries across Iowa, Missouri, Wisconsin. That is not Missouri. Iowa, Wisconsin, Northern Illinois, and parts of Michigan. And it looks like maybe some scattered dustings or maybe just a few very light snow showers out here. Down here, we've got in Florida, we've got some rain showers. Nothing too crazy. Of course, we go ahead and look at our cyclone port data down there from Florida. We've got 80.7 degrees out there. That is a beautiful day. And look at that. The Palm Harbor camera looks awesome. That is a cyclone port feature. It's exclusive in the app. Ohio Valley Storm Chasing is in there with a super chat. Hey, we appreciate it. Thanks for helping with the channel. And even more importantly, being a viewer. Thanks, folks. And make sure you stick with me here, everybody, because we're going to be talking about things in detail here. But first, we have to take a look at the big map of the United States. Trying to change a couple of things here as I ramble on with the weather alert settings, um, so that things are a little bit easier to see for us. Um, Stand by just a moment. There we go. All right, so you can see out here we've got winter weather advisories in effect for portions of Montana. That's these purple boxes, and this winter weather advisory is from 2 p.m. today until 5 a.m. Mountain Time on Thursday. Slippery road conditions, blowing snow significantly could reduce visibility. Hazardous conditions could impact the Wednesday evening commute. And again, not seeing any impactful snow falling out here across Montana as we work our way from west to east across the United States. But clearly planning for some impactful winter weather there. We'll look at that on the models here in just a little bit. Something else that catches my eye here. Let me change this setting super quick. Radar Omega is highly customizable here, which is nice. And I just haven't set up the winter weather alerts yet to my liking. So allow me to do that. There we go. So if we go ahead here, we've got a winter storm warning. That's that pink color up there in the Arrowhead of Minnesota. What is that for? Let's see. That's still in effect. This is a winter storm warning for 3 to 5 inches of snow until 6 a.m. Wednesday. Plan on slippery road conditions. Hazardous conditions could impact the evening commute. Winter storm warning just means that that significant amount of snow is going to fall in a short period of time, having travel impacts. Looks like Duluth, all the way up Highway 53, Silver Bay, Grand Marias is under that winter storm warning. Silver Bay as well, and that is in effect here from now for well until tomorrow morning. Let's take another look out here to Iowa, where a winter weather advisory is in effect for a few more hours. Total snow accumulations up to 3 inches near the I-35 corridor until 8 p.m. this evening. And if we put the radar into motion, you see these purple colored boxes. Those are our winter weather advisories. So some weather impacts from the snow could be felt there. I-35 corridor being mentioned, and my computer is running really slow today, so I do apologize. Right there is I-35. And it looks like most of that snow with the radar loop is transporting its way out. It is heading out to the northeast and really, really weakening. Let me try to close a couple of things here. I am really running slow today for some reason. You can see winter storm warnings in effect near South Bend, Indiana. What's going on here? We've got heavy, wet lake effect snow. That's not the lake effect snow that we're tracking later this week. That is the lake effect snow that's falling now. Total snow accumulations of 5 to 10 inches are possible. Higher amounts of up to a foot near Indiana and the Michigan state line in northern LaPorte and Berrien counties. Let's see here. This is in effect for portions of northern Indiana and southwest Michigan from late tonight through Thursday morning. Travel will become treacherous at times. So you can see that right here, those winter storm warnings. Um, might be seeing some of that lake effect here. What'll happen is we'll see a band set up probably somewhere here, but this lake effect snow it happens because of this cooler air and basically to put it simply, the lake and the environment above the lake actually does cause some of this enhanced precipitation to fall as snow, and these areas, especially right here and right here, get a lot of lake effect snow. Moving on to the east, I can't go over all of these alerts here because we've got a lot of them. Basically, winter storm watches, warnings, and advisories in effect for the northeast. But what we're most concerned about here is these ones near Buffalo. We've got a winter storm watch in effect here. Heavy lake effect snow is possible. Total snow accumulations in this long duration event of multiple feet of snow will be possible in the most persistent lake snows. Let's see here. For northern Erie, Genesee, and Wyoming counties from Thursday evening through Sunday evening, and travel could be difficult to impossible. There is some uncertainty in the exact band placement and amount, but multiple periods of heavy snow are possible, including across the heart of the Buffalo metro area. Hazardous conditions could be impactful to the Friday morning and evening commutes. Folks, that's really intense. Several feet of snow are becoming not only possible, but probably likely. And if we were to go ahead and highlight that area, anybody in this circle right here, anybody in this zone needs to be prepared for heavy, intense lake effect snow. But I do think that the bullseye is going to be somewhere right here near Buffalo. We're already planning with Radar Omega. We are planning a deployment for this. We're going to try to get a couple of maybe one or two here remote cameras out there. I do have some remote cameras myself, um, but they're not ready yet. Um, Having a couple of issues with them, and I just don't think they're going to be ready. The goal would be to put out, maybe on highway overpasses along the interstates here, to put out remote cameras and then pipe them into the stream. But it looks like we're going to, if everything goes right, we're going to have at least one or two stationary cameras here to monitor the snowfall here, and you'll be able to view those, of course, in the Radar Omega app. We will be live streaming as well on YouTube, so you're not going to want to miss that. Make sure that you are subscribed to this channel here. We're going to go ahead and take a look at model data, but first let's go over to the National Weather Service website here. Let's see, Buffalo, New York. They are expecting here, to keep in mind, folks, through Wednesday, so through tomorrow afternoon, there's going to be some snowfall. So I don't want anybody to mistake this if you live in this area. You don't see um, some snow falling, you're like, oh, this is it. The event is over. No, it hasn't started yet. But up until tomorrow afternoon, we could see an inch or two, if not even up to 6 inches there near Pulaski and High Market off of I-81 there. This is not the main event. In fact, I don't see a snowfall map for the main event. But these are the winter storm watches and warnings, and we are going to jump over to Radar Omega. I'm going to toggle off the alerts here real quick. And again, if anybody is just joining me, feel free to go back and watch this stream from the beginning. I will be posting it as an archive here once it's done so that you can keep up with everything. Let's see here. Models. Let's just go ahead and use the GFS. I'm not a big fan of the GFS for snow, but we'll use it. Let's go out to let's see, Friday 12. So let's go ahead and look at P-type. So you can see here, as we move this model forward, we need to give this just a minute to load because it is loading that entire GFS ensemble suite here. You can see the bar across the top going. But I really think this is going to be an impactful event. Now, from a streaming standpoint, I'm not quite sure exactly how it's going to play out. What I would imagine is probably streaming up until it gets to the point where we cannot drive. There's going to be a point where, unless they just do a really good job keeping the roads clear, which is possible if we end up getting 1 to 3 feet of snow and it's extended over 3 days, they might be able to keep up with that. However, if it gets to the point we can't drive, we will go back to the Airbnb or the hotel, whatever we use as a base. We will go back to that and we'll try to stream from there. We'll do streams just like this, and I'll have a camera outside in the car facing the road. We'll watch the snow pile up. So we will have some sort of content, streaming content here over the next several days here. And you can see we've got some snow moving in. Watch up here near Buffalo. Already by Friday, 6 o'clock in the morning, it looks like some heavy snow bands between Erie and Buffalo. Now, this is just a model. This is not the weather god here, but still showing Sunday morning at 3 a.m. snow falling in the vicinity of Erie to Buffalo to North Greece. Look at that. And it finally gets out of there. I don't know. We still got some lingering into Sunday night. That is ridiculous, but it's finally going to get out of here by Monday morning. But again, we could see snow falling, persistent snow falling. Now I'm going to page through this really, really slowly here. This is 6 hours at a or 3 hours at a time, and we're starting Thursday at 12 a.m. Watch between Erie and Buffalo right there in the center of your screen, folks. Persistent snowfall is forecast. Lake effect, persistent snowfall. And sometimes when we get these lake effect snow falls, we can actually get some snow squalls mixed in there too, which is literally just a severe thunderstorm. In fact, we have a warning for it now. So instead of just having a winter weather advisory, we can actually get a snow squall warning where we can get basically a very intense band of snow with heavy winds that will cause significant impacts. So it's entirely possible that we could have some snow squall impacts too. I've seen that several times with lake effect, but folks, we really need to be watching this because it's really seeing a lot of signals here, and so is the National Weather Service, that we're probably going to get dumped on here, literally dumped on with snow from anywhere from Erie to Buffalo, Rochester. It's going to be a big event. Now, I'm not all about overhyping these events. You go on YouTube, you'll find people, oh, we're going to get 16 feet of snow, or there's going to be a tornado outbreak. Now, I'm not into that, but as you can see by the thumbnail, I am today. It looks like feet of snow are possible here. Now, of course, this all can change. Defer to the National Weather Service for that official outlook. I'm sure within probably the next 16 to 24 hours, they'll start putting out snowfall maps or most likely scenarios or, high end snowfall, low end snowfall. You could see somewhere in between maps for the Buffalo area. And when they do, I will update you, of course, because that's going to be our official resource because they are putting much more time and effort into this than I am. There we go. Okay. Oops, we are playing here. Let's go ahead and let's try to get a timeline on this. So here we are Thursday at 12 p.m. And what we're looking at is the forecast snowfall amount. And I don't know if you can see it if you're on your phone, you might not, but in the middle of my screen, uh-oh, that's not right. Oh Lord. This could be worse than I expected. Okay. In the middle of my screen here, I am using my inspector tool here to read out the snowfall totals. And we're seeing already by Wednesday evening, maybe 4 inches of snow already fallen there south of Buffalo. Now we go ahead and we put this ahead a little bit. Let's take this all the way up to what is this going to be Thursday morning. at about midnight or 3 a.m. rather, we could have 9 to 10 inches of snow here south of Buffalo. Now, again, take this with a grain of salt. This is a global model. It's not very high resolution. But what this is showing is it's just a very impressive signal here for a cause for an impactful snowstorm and potential of already up to a foot on the GFS there just south of Buffalo. I think this is a little bit displaced too far south. I think we'll see this set up a little bit farther north. Um, but if we go ahead and go out all the way to Friday at noon, look at this. Now, relax, everybody. This is just the GFS, but we've got 25 inches of snow showing on the frickin' computer model right here south of Buffalo. I mean, we'll see stuff like that 5, 6, 7 days out. The GFS will just plaster an entire area across the Northeast, and it'll be like, 3 feet of snow, 42 inches. Okay, but folks, we're 2 to 3 days from this. There is a reason now to be concerned. This is no longer hype. This is now a signal. This is model guidance and a consistent signal that we could seriously see feet of snow here between Erie and Buffalo. And if you like snow, this is great. If you hate snow, then you really aren't going to like this. But look at this, up to 2 feet of snow possibly here Friday afternoon. Now, again, this is on the higher end. We see some more conservative numbers around a foot, but I really think wouldn't be surprised if we have a minimum of a foot of snow having fallen just south of Buffalo there by Friday afternoon. It would not surprise me at all. Let's go ahead and look at this. More doomsday hype on the GFS. 29.3. That's 30 inches of snow Friday at 6 p.m. Now, again, this is just a guidance here. This is not set in stone. This is going to change. It's going to move its location on the map. The exact amount is going to change. All this is going to change. This is not the be all and end all. What I'm getting at is these models are picking up on a ridiculous amount of snowfall potential. This could be one of those. A friend of mine on the phone used the term bucket list scenarios here. That's kind of what this is turning into. If you're a snow lover, this is really one of those bucket list scenarios that we don't see often. Back in 2014, we had the big lake effect snow emergency that dumped feet of snow. Folks, this is literally very similar situation leading up to it, what models were predicting. The SIPS analogs, which are basically just analogs or analogies, where we compare or computers compare current or forecast model runs to previous events that verified. So basically, the computers and humans, us forecasters, are picking up that this has many similarities to that 2014 lake effect snow emergency, where it was a historic event, feet of snow. Folks, this is very analogous to 2014's event. I'm not trying to panic, but there's no reason to panic. However, be prepared because we could, like I said, feet of snow are possible. That was not hype in the title. And you can see right there 35 inches, but we're not going to pick apart the GFS model too much. But what we're getting at here is you can see these hot spots here where the model thinks that the lake effect snow will set up. And it's probably going to be somewhere between Erie and Buffalo. But if you live in Buffalo, east of Buffalo, south of Buffalo, prepare. Get your bread, get your milk, get your uh, alcohol. I don't know, whatever you choose to drink in a snowstorm. Go get that. If you've got a generator, go get your gas. And here's what's going to happen. Now, I'm not trying to panic anybody, but this is exactly what's going to happen. Snow's going to start falling on Wednesday. Nobody is going to prepare, period, until tomorrow afternoon. The snow will start falling, and about 30 minutes after the snow starts falling, everybody and their brother will run to the gas station. They will go buy generators. They will go buy bread. They will go buy milk. They will go buy booze. They will go buy everything. They will literally go buy everything out of the store, groceries, everything, and it will all be gone because that's what happens in these events. So do yourself a favor. Go buy your gas. Go buy your generator or whatever. Go get your flashlights. Make sure you got food in the house, all that stuff. Just go get it now. Just don't wait till the last minute. For example, when we go out there, I'm going to be packing. I've still got 20 gallons of fuel in the car from the hurricane that we didn't use. That's going out with me. I'm getting the fuel ahead of time because I wouldn't be surprised if we run into gas stations being closed. You can get power outages and stuff. So not only can the storm be impactful, but we could get problems with power outages. Like I've been saying, because not only do we see snow bringing down trees and power lines causing travel problems, but we get this stress on the power grid, coupled with of course power lines being down. It's not always a good scenario. It's just best to have if you've got a generator, and if you live in that area, you probably do. Just have a plan. It's a snowstorm. Guys, it's a snowstorm, not an F5 tornado that's going to come and blow your town away. There's really no reason to be afraid or panicked of a snowstorm, but there is cause to be prepared, and I think that we definitely need to be prepared at this point. All right, folks, I'm going to go ahead and try to get the chat to work. Oh, this is infuriating. But try to get the chat on screen here. Yeah, make sure you have your pet food. Absolutely. Hanover, Utica. I guess Utica over there. Well, Utica's there. I don't think that that's going to be an area that gets as much lake effect. We still have the lake here that can cause lake effect, and the GFS is picking up on that. But I still think our main event's going to be down here. But the Utica area, I've seen a little bit of discrepancies in the models here where it's been placing these snow bands in different places. So I don't want to start like calling out a snowfall total forecast, but yeah, honestly, folks, east of 81 here might get into some lake effect too. You can see some of those pockets showing up there as well. Let's see here. Who do we have in the chat? Lots of people from New York, it looks like. Thanks again, everybody, for joining me today. Again, we will be doing a a live stream for this. Um, I want to go ahead and do a little bit of an advertisement here, and I'm not being paid for this, but let's go ahead and talk about what we can do here. That's the last that we're going to look at the doomsday models, I promise. But I want to talk to you guys really, really quick about what you can do here. So you guys want to, if you're ready for the storm, you're going to want to go download Radar Omega. Here's the deal, folks. Okay, it's $8.99. It's $9. Now, the reason I'm saying go download it, this is becoming part of our brand. This is part of our community now. Go download this app. Once you download it, you can purchase monthly subscriptions. You can get a low tier, which is either $4.99 or $8.99 a month. I don't know. I probably should know, but it's cheap. Or you can go all the way up to like $200 a year or whatever for all this exclusive data. But if you go get that cheapest monthly thing or upgrade, you'll get a lot of extra features, model data, whatever, historical radar archives. You can even view those Project Mesovort cameras that we had out. In fact, we had one that fell into the water live. The structure it was on actually got taken out by a wall of water and it eroded away. That was live in the app the other night. But I want to show you folks, if you go down here, if you look at the bottom of your screen right there, there is a pencil, or I'm sorry, not a pencil, a wrench and screwdriver icon. And if you go down here, here's your cyclone port layer. Now you want to do this for our snow events because I'm going to have two cameras running. The pan tilt zoom camera, which will be rear facing or side facing, and then the front camera. And if we can get some additional cameras set up here in deployed here, we'll probably have those in the app as well. So be able to see those. But with the Cyclone Port network turned on, this is a growing network, literally of weather station cameras. So we go down and we've got this one here near south of I-10 in northern Florida. You can see we're registering 73 degrees, and look at that beautiful sky out there. It's 70-degree dew point, really humid. It looks like a really nice day out there in Florida. Lots of data, and you can see this is the same thing you will see. This is the device on top of my car, so you will be able to see this data from my car. And then, of course, we go full screen. Look at that beautiful view there from Florida. It looks like they got some chickens out in their yard right there. I do believe those are chickens or ducks, one of the two, walking around. Very interesting. Anyway, folks, lots and lots of cool things, lots of tools. So definitely go give that a shot. The link is on my website. Just really trying to push people toward that because in the future we're going to be doing more exclusive content there, and I just think it's an awesome tool. But of course, regardless if you have that app or not, we will be live on this YouTube channel. So make sure you are subscribed down below and following on social media. It does appear that Don is. See, look at that right there. As we're talking about it, look at this, guys. So, as we speak, the folks at Radar Omega are such superheroes. They have just placed on the map for testing purposes a cyclone port unit right there in Buffalo. Nice. So that's probably going to be. I take that as we're definitely going to be deploying. But regardless, that'll probably be active for this event. Of course, that's not actually there. It's going to be set up though, but um, really cool app, folks. I'm trying to push people toward it because this has really become part of our community here. Let's see here. They know how to wire a DJI drone into Radar Omega. I'm not quite sure what the application to that would be, to be honest with you. Um, just across the bridge from Buffalo. Do you think you could have a foot of snow? It's possible, but with that lake effect snow, it's usually snow being pushed. It pushed usually east of the lake, so you might not have as much on the other side of the lake, but you still need to be concerned. Be preparing once those snowfall maps come out and the national database or the NDFD maps start coming out. We'll have a little bit better idea. But for right now, just anybody really in and around Buffalo and Erie probably need to be keeping an eye out. Let's see here. We have had memberships for 7 months now. You've got to be kidding me. Holy cow. All right, so I have to insert my advertisement here. Folks, if you go to seethestorm.com, remember this YouTube channel is funded by you guys, by merchandise purposes. Literally, this YouTube channel is this YouTube channel. We do not have a corporate sponsor. We don't have, I don't know, Pepsi giving us $1 bajillion a month to go drive around. Live storm chasing is funded by you folks. If you go to our website, right up here, social media icons. We're not doing a whole lot on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok just yet. We're working on that, but YouTube and Twitter we are. So go subscribe to all of our social media. We've got ways to help support live storm chasing. Here's that link that goes back to the Radar Omega website. Download it. Here is our YouTube membership link. So if you're on an iOS device and you want to become a YouTube member and get daily content that's available only to members, go ahead and click here. And of course, you can contact us. Join our Discord server down here, folks. We do have a Discord server with a community of lots of folks that are weather fans and not so much weather fans, or just people that like this channel. Go join that. Of course, that is free. If you go right here to shop our merchandise, we do have a store here set up. We are selling a 2023 calendar with lots and lots of cool pictures in it. We've got like cups and shirts and stuff that I don't even know we have on there. Um, I guess we have sweatshirts now. I think we have some photo. I guess we have a candle too. I don't know why you would want that, but uh, people have ordered it, so more power to you. What was I looking for? We got hats now. I think they're kind of dorky, kind of lame, but that's okay. We're kind of limited to the options we have here. There are different colors of these, of course, but we are working on some extra stuff. The problem is we're kind of limited with these designs with what gets embroidered on them, but we are working on that. The trucker hats, this one's definitely a lot less lame. I'm just not a stocking hat kind of person. No offense, anybody, but you can also purchase some photo prints and some puzzles, guys. This is going to be a much bigger page. I haven't. These have to be reformatted and kind of rendered here to be able to be printed. So I really haven't gotten it anywhere except for like two. So eventually we will get those. We will get those. Anyway, folks, so I'm probably going to wrap it up there. I just wanted to go live for a little bit here and show you guys what I think is going to happen again. A couple of feet of snow are possible here from, well, basically, any lake effect snow bands that's set up really anywhere around here. Ooh, I'm sorry, I drew that wrong. Probably anywhere around here and maybe even up here. But thanks, folks. There is a potential for some lake effect snow here in Northwest Indiana, but I'm not going to cover that right now. I'm really just trying to focus on this New York threat because people are going to go rewatch this video and this stuff will be relevant for a little bit longer. Thanks again for watching. I am going to be testing something. I'm going to go ahead and show you this. We're going to be testing a new streaming technology, folks, that I've been working with a third-party company to develop here. And I think it's going to be pretty cool. So I'll give you a little bit of a preview of what this is going to be. So this is going to be perfect, perfect to test it during a snowstorm because it's not mission critical. If something goes wrong, we can stop. Now, keep in mind the old streaming system is still going to be there. So if we have problems with this new one, we just literally switch it over. But the backpack, we're still going to be using the backpack. This thing is a beast. It has 6 modems in it, 6 connections. I take that back. It's got 5, and then it's got 1 in the car on external antennas. Um, Everybody, oh, go get Starlink. You don't need Starlink with that. This is like 25 pounds of cellular connectivity. And you'll notice I have an iPhone in a small rig case. Now, the reason this thing is in a small rig case is one, heat dissipation, and number two, this is going to become our primary camera. We will be able to literally, with wireless technology and our encoder here in the backpack, we're now going to be able to take this and be about 1,000 feet away from the backpack. Tested it today through walls and everything with super high frequencies, like 5 point whatever gigahertz. That's a super high frequency. It's great for penetrating walls, even better than your cell phone. So we can literally take this 1,000 feet through walls away from the backpack, which means if we get out of the car, we don't have to take that backpack, which means I will be more willing to get out of the car. As long as we're 1,000 feet or a fifth of a mile to that backpack, believe it or not, this phone is going to transmit back uh, to this unit. We have built a range extender into the small rig handle that I cannot show. It's actually not in this handle, it's in the other one, but I can't show it on video until we've tested it. We have actually built where a lightning plug will go into here and it will route your connection basically into a range extender on this handle, which in turn has a small antenna on the bottom, giving us much better, which gives us that range. This is really, really cool. And if it works out well, we're going to have to talk to Small Rig about possibly mass producing it. But of course, everybody's like, oh, your phone's going to get hot. No, it's not, because we have a semiconductor cooler that's MagSafe that will go to the back of the phone and keep the damn phone cool. This plugs into USB-C and will either be in, honestly, when we're out of the car, it's not a problem. When it's in the car, we put it on and the phone's cool. So this is going to be an awesome tool because for winter storms, we're going to be out of the car. There's a potential we could get the car stuck and we could just give up and walk to a hotel. You never know. So we're going to be able to do that. So thank you, folks. And this was all possible not only by our partner here, which we'll talk about later, but you folks, because this has been a tremendously ridiculous thing to build. I have spent probably 36 hours in front of a Linux instance on a Raspberry Pi, basically to perfect it and then put it into something else called the Jetson Nano. It's been an absolute ridiculous um, attempt here. So thank you, folks, for watching and participating, and of course supporting the stream, because that's literally where all of your super chat funds go, is back into stuff to make this better. And of course, if this is a flop and it doesn't work, like we don't have something set up right, it works fine here, but in the car things could change. So if it needs tweaked, we'll just stop using it and we'll use the old setup. So I hope everybody has a good night, and feel free to go watch the stream from the backpack, or from the backpack. Sorry, I was reading a comment where somebody said backpack from the beginning, to view everything here, where we're talking about a couple of feet of snow possible in New York. So until next time, take care, everybody. We'll be streaming live starting tomorrow. Have a good night.